Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. Here is Super Saiyan 4 Broly right here. When his details came out, a lot of people were underrating him, I feel like including me. But this boy is very, very hard hitting. Because one thing that I feel like some of us did not realize is that a lot of times units like Broly, like this Broly, you know, he would have like a super big, like, 140% attack or whatever. But, like, a lot of times these types of units don't actually have a super high attack stat, right? Like, Dokkan Fest exclusive, like, sort of worthy stats, right? Think of, like, the STR Demon King Piccolo, who gets, like, 200% attack at the start of the tournament. People are like, whoa! But then the boy has, like, 13,000 attack, so it's not really that crazy, right? Well, the thing about Super Saiyan 4 Broly is that he does have, like, borderline Dokkan Fest exclusive stats. So, you know, he gets these massive buffs, like, to attack and defense, and it really, really matters for him. And he gets his attack buff on Super, so with that, you know, he's able to do big-time damage if you've got supports around, like Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, and then they're sharing Saiyan Roar and Fierce Battle and stuff like that, so it can get pretty crazy with this Broly pretty quickly. So let me level him up, let me level his links up to, like, 5 and 6 and stuff like that, and we'll go ahead and test out this Super Saiyan 4 Broly. Alright guys, we are in an event with our boy Super Saiyan 3 Broly, or Super Saiyan 4. We do have Super Saiyan 3 Broly on the team, right, on the crossover team, but we're using Super Saiyan 4 Broly. Now, the thing about Super Saiyan 4 Broly, right, that a lot of people sort of, it just didn't click right away, is that this Broly basically just gets 140% attack and defense when he super attacks, right? Now, if that's like a Dokkan Fest exclusive, it's like, okay, that's, you know, that's a really big deal, right? Like, you know, like, I don't know, like Hefla or something like that, you know, would be able to get, like, big time damage from that because she would have, like, Dokkan Fest exclusive level stats. Well, that's the thing. This Broly does have Dokkan Fest exclusive level stats, despite the fact that he is not an exclusive. So that 140% attack and defense he gets on super attack is gonna go a really, really big way for him. Now, as far as damage goes, this Broly is going to be a beast, and he is definitely made to be used alongside Super Saiyan 4 Vegito too, right? Because, I mean, they're going to share, what do we have here? Super Saiyan, Prepared for Battle, Saiyan Roar, and Fierce Battle. Saiyan Warrior Race, Nightmare, and Brutal Beatdown are the links Broly does not have active. Now, I'm quite certain that Broly is just going to wipe away both of these androids right here just in this immediate turn. Also, keep in mind, Broly's defense right there is 85k, right? He gets all of his defense on super attack. So after he super attacks, he gets 140%. So that's going to put him around 180k-ish, or somewhere similar, 175k, something like that. I mean, keep in mind that he's getting a lot of support from this rotation, but still. And yeah, literal turn 1, 4.22. So Broly can be a real problem. And then, yeah, there you go. He has an additional that has a 50% chance of being a super attack when there's another grade 8 power category ally attacking in the same turn, a la Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. And Super Saiyan 4 Vegito is already giving him 40%, and it leads to real shenanigans, as we just saw. Broly is capable of doing just absolutely radical amounts of damage, right? He is going to be a damaging wet dream, right? Like, I know the APT boys have got to love this Super Saiyan 4 Broly. Alright, cool. So we get to see the counter by Vegito in this video. I'm definitely excited about that. Alright, goodbye, Android 13. I like these Heroes units, man. I think they did a really good job. You know, they're buffs to a lot of different teams. They gave us a really good new category. These are rather exciting characters, too, I would say. Okay, so we'll be able to get, what is that? Is that Nightmare? Yeah, Super Saiyan 3 Broly has Nightmare, so we'll be able to add that to the list right here. I believe this Vegito is only 55%, so he's not exactly the greatest right there. So let's see what damage Broly's going to do right here. It should be down a little bit from what we saw last turn, because obviously the either 30% or 40%, whatever Toho was giving to Broly, because it was either or, right? That's, I think, going to be bigger than just Nightmare, right, from Super Saiyan 3 Broly. Again, keep in mind that all these links he's got, right, he does have a little bit of defense from links. You know, Saiyan Roar and Prepared for Battle are both giving Broly defense. Yeah, 3.55. It's literally, you just get Broly next to Vegito, and it's a dominant combo in terms of damage. But obviously, you know, if you don't have a support type unit around, and, you know, you don't have another grade 8 power category around, Broly's not going to be looking like he's Mr. Juggernaut, huge cock, invincible monster, the way he's looking so far, right? I would really like... Okay, number one, I'm going to use this, because Android 13 sometimes can be a little annoying. I would really like to not finish 13 off right here, but let's see what happens. Because next turn we can get Supremo Pie of Time. You know, at her best, she gives 42% attack, which is higher than what Toa can give, right? And Supremo Pie of Time can also give extra crit chance as well. You know, so obviously that's super powerful for Broly. By the way, if you're wondering, like, a lot of these characters, like, when it comes to, like, crits and additionals, like what, you know, should I put into units? I would argue that for a lot of units, it doesn't matter as much as people think it does. But Super Saiyan 4 Broly is very basic. You just give him full crit, basically. Because, like, yeah, the extra little additional is cool, but it literally, Super Saiyan 4 Broly, he doesn't have any super extra nice things on his super attack effects. He just greatly lowers defense, right? While, yeah, you could get a triple super attack, you know, a little bit more easier if you give him a little extra additional and stuff like that. Wow, we did actually finish 13 off right away there, huh? Just giving him crit is what you want to do, because Broly is just meant to hit hard. That's it. He literally, he hit hard. That's it. Alright, so we're on the grade 8 power team now, and I stupidly did not listen to myself and hop into, like, an infinite Dragon Ball history stage with this. This team is... with two of those Super Saiyan 4 Gogetas walking around and shit like that, shit is just, it's too insane on this team, dude. Like, it's insane. All right, now, we have Omega right here, right? Omega's going to give Broly, I believe, what is it, Brutal Beatdown right here. Now, one other thing about Omega, right? It's a little bit unfortunate, right? It would be so sick if Super Saiyan 4 Broly was on the full power category, because then at that point, Omega would be giving 40% attack, he'd be giving the key, he'd be giving Brutal Beatdown, Fierce Battle. Like, Omega would actually be a fairly solid partner for Super Saiyan 4 Broly. A lot of people were actually asking, why is Super Saiyan 4 Broly not in full power, right? Well, number one, Super Saiyan 3 Broly is not either. But, don't forget, there literally is a Super Saiyan 4 full power Broly. Of course, this Broly is not on the full power category, considering there also is a separate full power Super Saiyan 4 Broly, right? He, of course, will be on the full power category whenever he comes out, and he's probably going to work really well, again, with our boy Omega right here, if the full power Super Saiyan 4 Broly would resemble this Super Saiyan 4 Broly right here. Yeah, don't forget, by the way, that there's actually, like, 60 different versions of Super Saiyan 4 Broly. Like, there's legitimately, like, Super Saiyan 4 Broly, Dark Broly, Super Saiyan 4 Full Power Broly, Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Full Power Broly. Like, there's like 600 versions of him. It's insane. Yeah, so there he... Wow, so... all right, we're going to have to do another rotation of grade 8 power because, again, this... I literally forget every single time. And it's like, you go into a turn, and then Gogeta... Like, watch what Gogeta does to this Vegito right here. Type disadvantage. Let's go ahead and watch what my Rainbow Level 10 Link's Gogeta does. Oh, well, for starters, he's going to say, bitch! That's the first thing he's going to do. And then he's going to say, oh, say goodbye to all of your health, Vegito. Yeah, one turn was not enough there. I also... Here's the thing. I do want to get a rotation. Where... I want to get a rotation where we don't have a grade 8 power category ally, and we're also not giving Broly any support. I want to see what his floor is as well. Wow, you actually managed to survive Gogeta. I'm impressed. I know, he has a lot of health left. But I'm pretty impressed that he actually managed to survive Gogeta right there. Even with that tiny sliver. Alright, so now we're on the Pure Saiyan team. Obviously, this team is going to work very good for Broly. Literally, any unit on the Pure Saiyan team is going to look good on the Pure Saiyan team. Now, Grade 8 Tora is a good support type unit. You know, you can get him on Grade 8 Power, Pure Saiyan, a bunch of different teams, right? That's going to be able to activate Saiyan Roar for us. So right now, we have everything active except for Super Saiyan and Nightmare. So we have Saiyan Warrior Race, Brutal Beatdown, Prepare for Battle, Saiyan Roar, and Fierce Battle all active. Broly's defense is 64k. Again, remember, he gets a 140% defensive buff on super attack. Then with the support, like, it's just going to be insane. So, I mean, Broly, honestly, like, with support, I imagine he'd be taking double-digit damage from Int UI Goku. 3.8 right there. Yeah, that's fairly impressive. And remember, Great Ape Tora does count as a Great Ape Power category, so we are able to get that second additional right there and really be able to rack up the damage. So, you know, it's not like exclusively in order for Super Saiyan 4 Broly to look good. He doesn't have to have Super Saiyan 4 Vegito around. There's a couple of different Great Ape Power support type units that'll work, right? The Super Saiyan 3 GT Kid Goku, Tora, and then of course also Vegito. All of them will work fairly well, right? So that is pretty good. Here, we'll do this, and then we might... LR Tech Broly might actually finish them off, but we'll go ahead and see what happens. I mean, that's basically it. Honestly, there's not even really that much more to look at with Super Saiyan 4 Broly. It's literally just like you go into an event, you have supports around, and he is doing huge gobs of damage. Like that's it. Like, it's just a... You know, he has a very high attack stat, he has a very high attack buff on super attack, and then you combine those, and he's doing crazy, wicked damage. I feel like one thing that might have made him a bit more intriguing, and I would have liked, I mean, he's definitely already super good, but I feel like if he had raised attack and defense, like maybe for one turn on super attack, that would have been cool, and that would have very much like resembled like how Broly is supposed to be, right? Too, if he did that. See, here's the thing. I'm not going to be able to, like, put, like, Turles. I could, well, Great Ape Tora. Tora is not going to finish this Vegeta in one hit. So we can do this. And again, this is going to activate everything except the same as last turn. But it's going to be the exact same attacks that we saw last turn. So let's do this. Let's see what Broly gets just linked up with Great Ape Tora, actually, as far as damage goes. And then I think after this, I do want to do, again, one turn where, you know, maybe we have Broly with a good linking partner, but not with any support. I want to see Broly without any support type buffs. Probably on like the crossover team. Yeah, I think we might head back on the crossover team, and then, you know, link him up with, like, I don't know, like Demon God Deborah, or, you know, maybe just like, I don't know, like Super Saiyan 4 Bardock or something like that. Get some links active for him, but not actually have him get like these massive support type buffs, just to see what the damage is like, because that's the thing when you're going into like extreme super battle road and stuff like that. Like, you're not, it's like, okay, we're not filling up on like 600 different support type units. To be fair though, I do think the Tech Toa on extreme super battle road is actually a pretty solid option. So you could be rocking her for sure. But I mean, besides that, I mean, you definitely could do like the 50% supports. They're always good enough to rock in extreme super battle road. But I know a lot of people are not going to have those 50% supports. Like, what percentage of the player base has that second form cell? 2% of the player base? 5%? 10%? I don't know. It's probably not high, because I can't imagine a lot of people have summoned on those banners, right? That has like those 50% supports. So that's, you know, kind of one thing to consider there. All right, here's our boy Broly-sama. All right, so what kind of links is he going to get with... Oh, that's good. So we'll have everything except for Nightmare and Brutal Beatdown like that. Obviously, though, I don't want to put Tech Broly first because he will annihilate. All right, so we're down to 45k defense right there. That's pretty low. Much lower than the other numbers we've seen. But on this turn, there is no defensive support we're getting, right? We are getting defense from Saiyan Roar and Prepared for Battle, but we don't actually have any defensive support type buffs. And remember that because Broly gets the defensive buff on super attack, it's just going to be like attack support. He gets a huge chunk if he gets a defensive buff as well. So like if you got like Demon Demigra on like the crossover team or something like that, like that's going to be very good for this Broly. All right, guys, so I just wanted to get one more rotation here where we see Super Saiyan 4 Broly without any support. I just wanted to see what he's going to look like without support. I mean, this is a pretty good rotation in terms of links, right? We have everything active except for, what is that, Brutal Beatdown? Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and see what damage Broly's going to do with everything except for Brutal Beatdown. I do want to make sure I could super attack with him. Well, I guess I could just use an item. He is at 50k defense still, too. Not bad. All right, so let's see what Super Saiyan 4 Broly does, again, without support. We are on the crossover team, so, you know, he is getting the 170% attack buff at least. All right, and Broly, Super Saiyan 4. Wow. Okay. That's still quite good considering he's getting no support type buff. That's just him. I mean, obviously we had a lot of his links active, but it's not like he's full level 10 links or anything like that. Like, I have him like link 4 or 5, stuff like that. It's like, you know, you see these big fat numbers he puts up, and it's like he certainly does look more impressive than Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, we'll say that. But obviously Vegito has the crossover leader, the super attack counter. I think, well, I mean, BROLY probably does have higher defense most of the time too. That's the other thing, huh? But I mean, Vegito, if Vegito's able to get like Fuse Fighter and stuff like that, he could potentially have a little bit higher defense from links. But I don't know. BROLY's good, man. I like BROLY a lot after using him. I'll be honest. I mean, you don't really want to put him in slot 1 if you're going through like a difficult event, right? Because he's getting all of his defense pretty much on the super attack. But you keep him in slot 2, you keep him in slot 3, you know, you got some of his links active. He's putting up really impressive damage numbers, right? And then obviously the other thing about Vegito too is his support type buff, right? Vegito is a very, very good support type unit for 2 very good category teams, grade 8 power, as well as crossovers. Obviously that's very important, right? Alright, so this is Brutal Berserker, Super Saiyan 4 BROLY. His leader skill is the Giant 8 Power category, Key 3, and 130% of stats. So, as of right now on Global, he is the really only Grade 8 Power leader. I guess Super Saiyan 4 Gohan also is a leader, and he is 120%, so it's not really that bad. I assume after Gohan gets his Dokkan Awakening later on, he'll probably be 130% the Grade 8 Power as well. Obviously on JP, we have the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who's 170%, right? But still, pretty good leader skill for this BROLY. His super attack is the Gigantic Destruction, which does immense damage and greatly lowers enemy defense, so pointless super attack effect. That's, I guess, the one weakness of this BROLY, really. His passive skill, Demon on the Loose, gives him 140% attack and defense when performing a super attack. He launches an additional attack that has a high chance of being a super attack if there's another Giant 8 Power category ally attacking in the same turn. And that, of course, is a 50% chance right there, right? Then his links are Saiyan Warrior Race, Super Saiyan, Nightmare, Brutal Beatdown, Prepared for Battle, Saiyan Roar, and Fierce Battle. Finally, Super Saiyan 3 BROLY being a Prepared for Battle unit instead of Over in a Flash actually does matter now, right? Because obviously Super Saiyan 3 BROLY, you could run him on that crossover team with a lot of these Super Saiyan 4s and Mass Saiyan and these Super Saiyan Bardoks and stuff like that. And, you know, BROLY's going to work fine with Prepared for Battle. Whereas, you know, up until now, he definitely would have been better with Over in a Flash. But now, you know, it's funny because Super Saiyan 3 BROLY really, like, he's going to fit well on that crossover team. Like, he actually could work quite well on there, right? This BROLY has a 12 key multiplier of 145%. Wow. Yeah, that's higher than you see from non-exclusives. Usually non-exclusives just get 140% flat and they just call it a day. But they gave this BROLY 145%. Okay, not bad. And then finally, our boy is on a few different category teams. So for starters, he's on the crossover team, which again, the crossover team I'm actually a pretty big fan of because, I mean, you just look, literally the top 2 rows just came out. Well, starting with Mira, this is all in the last month. We have 14 characters just added to this category. So obviously, you know, it's nice. There's a lot of fresh blood on there. And then Bardock is obviously from Saiyan Day, right? But still, a lot of power on this crossover team. I'm a big fan. Then BROLY is also on the Dragon Ball Heroes category team, which is just only going to continue to expand and get better as time goes on. I guess it's the same with the crossover team, right? Then BROLY is also over here on, what is this, Pure Saiyan right here? Yeah, this is the Pure Saiyan team. Again, another one of those teams that, like, no matter what they do, is just going to get constantly buffed and upgraded, right? I mean, Super Saiyan 4 Bardock and BROLY added to this is obviously very, very good. I mean, the 6-year anniversary, to me, you know, I think the Dual Dokkan Fest, UI Goku, and Evolution Blue Vegeta, you know, Evolution Blue Vegeta, to me, feels like a Pure Saiyan category leader. I mean, I feel like that would be perfect. Standalone Evolution Blue Vegeta. Because remember, the previous Pure Saiyan leader is, he starts out as Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. So I'm totally okay with, like, LR Evolution Blue Vegeta as a Pure Saiyan category leader. I think that'd be awesome. BROLY's also over here, of course, on the Giant 8 Power team, which is definitely good, and it is really awesome how they decided to do this rather than just a Super Saiyan 4 category team, right? So now this works really, really good. having all these different Great Ape characters on here, along with the Super Saiyan 4s, right? Especially something like Tora, right? Or the Super Saiyan 3 GT Kid Goku, who is down here, right? Having them on here is just very, very helpful to make this category very strong. And then finally, Broly is on the Time Traveler category team, which I assume we're about to get a new leader for in the Dokkan Fest Bojack that's going to be coming out. I mean, it only makes way too much sense that Bojack is going to be a leader for this team, right? Because here, of course, is that Bojack. So I do think Dokkan Fest Bojack, leader of the Time Traveler team, you could probably mark it down, right? So let me know what you guys think of Super Saiyan 4 Broly. He is exceptional, no doubt about that. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.